We're doing intro 1. Chrissy?
Yep, I'm just looking at intro 1. Okay, you ready, James?
Yeah. Fine.
James, are you ready though?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you stopped the recording. Maybe you want to.
Maybe I did.
You want to.
Maybe I did.
Maybe you want to give notes or something like that. I don't know. Sorry. I've been on professional radio and it shows.
I'll keep this all in, I guess.
Okay. I'm doing it. Listen, I'm going to go into proper presenter
Go on.
voice.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Go on.
Welcome to Rural Concerns, the podcast where the banter is like gold top milk. My internet's gone. Oh, fucking hell.
You silly cunt. You silly cunt.
Did you turn it off?
No, you just completely cut out.
No, the internet.
That was brilliant. Where the banter is.
He's going for the big chop.
It was perfect.
Did you do that, James? Did you prank me?
No, your internet cut out at that exact point and then came back in.
Oh, fuck off, man. Shall we
Jesus.
do it? Shall I do one more?
I looked up death rates from Brazilian butt lifts the other day. They can't get accurate enough figures, but it's something like between 1 in 2,000 to 1 in 4,000 die off it.
Jesus.
Which is actually quite high, isn't it?
That's like my wife went to, she just come back from a week. She had to go to Cairo for work for a week. And she was saying that the driving is so insane over there. Do you know what I mean? Like, just you don't indicate, you just pull out. There's no you don't you undertake, you overtake. Yeah, it's just mad. And I was like, yeah, but don't worry about that because it's just a different culture and there isn't a right or a wrong way of driving. It's just a different mindset culturally. Anyway, so I ran like Egyptian road safety through Google. And so we're talking about 200 people a day die from traffic accidents. And I was like, yeah, maybe.
What, from being in the car or being hit by one?
I don't know. But those numbers.
Let's get the breakdown. Let's see who's safer. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I've got nothing to add to that, so I shouldn't have said yeah.
No, you did. It was like in terms of conversation and improv and stuff. It was very much like I passed the baton to you and you took it. Yeah,
I know you passed it to me, and then I just wanted to throw it back.
Yeah, immediately.
You haven't. I was going to say, have you driven through London? That's what I was going to say.
I have. Every time I go to London, I'm paying at least £180 in fines because I can't understand how to pay the congestion charge. So I always have to pay the penalty fine because I've paid it. Last time I was down, I paid it. I thought I prepaid it. I paid £50 to something.
To a man. Did a man flag you down as you came in?
Yeah, I got my wallet out. He inspected my wallet for me. He really helped me out. So I paid £50 in advance for something, but then still got you haven't paid your congestion charge. You owe £80 in arrears. So I did that twice.
What did you pay £50 for?
I don't know. I tried my best. It's an impenetrable system.
It's not. You go onto the congestion charge website and pay it.
So I did that. I ran a red light. So it cost me basically.
Yeah, okay.
I could have flown. I could have gone to Egypt for this money. The money that's flying around. It's unknowable. It's unknowable.
I can categorically say it's not unknowable because there are signs everywhere and you can just go online and pay it. Chris.
No, I'm not taking that baton. I'm not taking that conversational baton. I want this conversation to stop. I want it to end. Sunil, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
This is awkward, but I think we should have it on. I think we should have this conversation on air.
Right.
Have you changed your Instagram settings so that you can now no longer be invited to partake in our reels to promote this podcast? Yes or no?
No, I haven't. But what I have done is deleted Instagram off my phone, so I can access it via like a web browser on my phone. but that's a clunky process. Do you want me to go and do it now? I've got an old phone that I've got Instagram on.
No, I couldn't add you in anything. So I was like, I thought, I don't know how he's done it, but he's managed to find a way to do less.
Yeah, after you threw me under the bus in the last episode.
I was asking you to do one thing that was one reel once a fortnight. And he was like, nah, I'm getting out of this.
You not only threw me under the bus, you also threw James under the bus as well.
What are we talking about?
Oh, come on. Can't you remember what we're talking about?
Why have you deleted Instagram off your phone?
I got a new phone and I thought it might be a good chance to get like all the social media off it and just have it on it. So when I'm out and about, I can't go on social media and just waste my time on a bus or a train or something like that. And then when I get home, if I want to have a look at social media, I'll go on my old phone, which is still on.
What do you do then when you're on a bus or a train? Do you
honestly,
Duolingo or something?
I haven't been doing a lot. I've just been staring into space, listening to music. It's been interesting. I'll tell you that for now. It's been very interesting. But I've been on holiday as well, so I've not had any reason to be bored recently. But we'll see how the next week goes when I got nothing on.
Wait a minute. I'm going to do it. James, don't put this in. I'm going to put a good segue in. So, Sunil.
You turned 180 degrees away from the mic to begin that segue and raised your right hand.
Are you playing cricket or something? Fucking hell.
No, let me do the segue.
You do your thing.
Go on.
Hey now, Sunil.
Hey now, Chris.
Sunil, you look, if you don't mind me saying.
Don't say it. Are you going to say tanned?
No. Jesus Christ, no. I was going to say incredibly well rested. Don't put me in that box.
Oh, no, I thought we were having a laugh between friends, just a bit of banter, you know.
We won't be laughing about that, please, and thank you.
I have actually got a tan, though. I've got a tan.
Yeah? Why do you have a tan?
Because I've been to the island of Menorca.
Oh.
I'm interested in knowing why. I mean, I've told you that before, Chris, but in the sort of like document you sent out about this episode, you wrote down fresh pasta and siestas, which are two things you can get on in two separate countries. But do the Italians have siestas?
And
don't think so.
Yeah, I think with the Italians, they're not really working enough to warrant a break.
Right. Do you know what I mean? Okay, come on.
Oh, now it is.
There's the edit point.
Ad break. Dr. Oetker's pizza. You know, Dr. Oetker says on his pizzas, Italy's #1 frozen pizza, and it feels like a linguistic trick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels like something's going. Yeah.
I think what's going on there is because those pizzas are not nice.
They're delicious.
Yeah, they are. I was brought up on them. I do like them a lot. But
yeah,
I think the gist is, you know, it's like the Italians will not have a frozen pizza. I think they'll make them from scratch almost exclusively. I think it's like trying to sell to us the UK's best frozen full English breakfast.
And people will eat that. You know, people will eat that. I do think we give the Italians too much credit. I'm sure they eat absolute trash.
No, they don't. They don't. Honestly, I've been to Italy the most recently
out of
all the other countries, and I've been doing my Duolingos enough to understand. I was sat on the beach and there was a big family next to us eating these amazing looking sandwiches that they brought in, and I'd done enough Duolingo to understand what they were saying, and they were genuinely talking about what they were gonna have for dinner. Like food is so important,
but they're only having those sandwiches because they don't have an M&S or a Pret there.
Yep. Oh man.
What?
It's the food is just so nice. Good. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
James is furious at this. But you know what as well? Italians do little cigarettes, coffees, mopeds. These are teenagers. It's like, do you know what I mean? They know how to live. They're not like our teenagers just wearing black, carrying knives. Terrifying.
Vape, Monster, monkey bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little Vespa, tiny cigarette, tiny coffee. Where are you going? I'm going now. I'm in Glove. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But do bear in mind, I didn't go to Italy.
Oh, yeah.
So take us through. For somebody who is listening to this, like our friend, what's his name? There's a guy who listens to this in Canada. So to Canada, where is Mallorca?
Where is what, Chris?
Where you went on your holiday?
Yeah, Menorca, that's right. It's a small island off the coast of Mallorca.
But what's Mallorca off the coast of?
It's Spain.
Right. I knew that. I'm thinking of the Canadian listenership here.
Yeah.
You didn't know how to say it. I was just having a pop at the fact you didn't even know how to say it. So
maybe I didn't quite hear that. So maybe if we speak clearly, we'll pick up all the stinging burns.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, please do.
The wheels are coming off.
Right, can we get back to my Spanish holiday?
Yes.
Right. Menorca. Small island, nice, but it's in Spain, but it's got all the good stuff like Burger King and Lidl and Mango Menswear. Those are the shops I saw there. They've got other shops there as well, such as McDonald's and I think H&M as well I saw there as well.
I might be wrong, but I think H&M is...
Dutch.
Yes. And that is...
Not near Spain.
So that they've done well. They've got the UK and tiny Spanish islands. Do you know what I mean?
Now, look, I'll tell you what was interesting about my trip there. The lagers that we got from Lidl were 4.6%, but we only realised about a day and a half in that we'd sunk a lot of little lagers that were 4.6%. And then we swung a full 180 to what I think is the best drink I've had in summer, and it's called a radler. Now, a radler is basically a shandy.
Oh, yes.
But on the continent, it's a shandy not just with lemonade, but with like grapefruit or other fruit drinks. Absolutely game changing. We're talking 2.6%. You can drink that all day and not have one of your mates up by the neck by 8 p.m.
Oh, I felt seen with that comment. Okay, that sounds a radler, like a continental lager cocktail.
I tried to look for it in Sainsbury's yesterday. Not available here. You got to get them online somewhere.
So it's a pre-made drink. It's not, you weren't mixing them yourself.
No. You can if you want, but it's like you can get grapefruit ones here if you're looking, but they're more like craft.
What would you sub it with? Like Rubicon?
Fizzy Rubicon. It would work, and that's what I'm saying. It would work.
Fizzy Rubicon, Foster's. There you go.
Yeah, that would. Oh, what a treat!
Our gift to you, listener. Enjoy summer. Summer's here.
I did that. Also, I paid €6 for a toasty and a pint in a place called Kit Kat Bar. That was good. But this is the most interesting thing. On my flight over, I was getting to my seat. There was a man in it, and I said, "Sorry, that's my seat." And he said, "Sorry." And then he sat next to us on the flight over. Turned out it's the actor David Haig. Don't know if you've ever heard of him. You'd recognize him if you Google him. He's been in lots of stuff. I think he's been in a lot of big things. Comedy actor.
I will do that.
And we had a lovely chat about comedy and acting all the way.
Oh. Yeah, I saw him. He had his head bashed in Cracker.
That's it. That's the one.
It was absolutely haunting. I watched that way too young.
Is he the one that went into the room that you mentioned a couple of episodes?
Oh, yeah, that's him. I think he walked into the room, got battered to death.
What room?
Walks into a room and it's covered in like bin bags.
Oh, right. That's him, is it?
Just about realises and then boom.
What a great callback to that.
Yeah.
Well, I met him in person. There you go.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he was a lovely man.
Lovely man. He recognised me. I recognised his face, but I thought it was his voice I recognised. But then, yeah, that was him. We had a good chat.
What did he recognise you from?
Well, he just said, "Oh, you've been working with Dominic, haven't you?" So he recognised me from the Nationwide adverts.
From the Curse, from the Elite, from the...
Yeah, replacement ads.
But that's my big news from my holiday.
Can I ask more questions about the holiday? What sort of accommodation are you staying in? Is it a villa? Right, okay, so you rented a villa. How many people?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
What percentage of performers to not performers?
100%. No, one non-performer.
Did they do the driving and get the bits?
Yeah, they actually did, yeah. And the cooking, so yeah.
So one grown up.
Yeah, correct.
How was that vibe? Oh, good. Everyone relaxed and chilled.
100% good vibes. Swimming pool, lovely. Lot of tinnies, lot of drinking. A lot of fun, thank you. A lot of chatting about business, social media metrics, boys group set up on the side, immediately shut down by the rest of the group. All good stuff.
What, like a WhatsApp group?
Yeah. It was referred to by one of the participants as the most pathetic group he's ever been in. But yeah, really good, really nice, really relaxing.
Any big ideas come to you? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do? I don't know. Did like divine inspiration hit by the poolside?
No, I was reading a very good book called The Inner Game of Tennis, which is sort of one of the old, like, it's not that interesting. It's basically about just not overthinking stuff and just hitting the ball hard. Probably edit that out.
If I know James.
Oh, I did go to a Spanish Lidl. I did demand that I go on the trip to the Lidl. Honestly, not that great. Only difference between that and the one down the road for me is there's less bacon in this one and more Spanish stuff.
What Spanish stuff, like less potato waffles and that more?
No potato waffles at all that I could see. A lot of like Spanish meats.
Okay. Like
sausages, gammon, but only one bacon. Only one bacon in the whole place.
No, I think you're only getting bacon in like the sort of paler Scando origin type countries. Do you know what I mean? It's us, the Germans, the Dutch. Do you know what I mean?
We're the bacon boys.
We're the bacon boys. We love a sausage.
The baked beans boys, the bacon boys, you know.
Did you go on holiday as well then?
Yeah. Did you go on holiday, James?
I'm going away camping this weekend.
You got any bacon?
We developed a hack last time, which is basically if you've got too much Parma ham when you're camping, then just simply cook it and use it as bacon.
Remind us of where you live in the world.
Cotswolds.
Have you had Rishi Sunak personally been to your door?
Ask for some Parma.
He sent us a survey.
He said it, but maybe I can imagine where you live in Chipping Norton, that cul-de-sac. He's like, if you can win over that cul-de-sac, you've won over Middle England. Do you know what I mean?
Was it you saying you want a national service back, James? now that all of us are too old to be drafted. Get the kids off those scooters.
Yeah. Looking at his own sons being like, these kids.
Soft they are. Didn't have to do the open mic circuit like I did. Bloody hell.
Yeah. I don't agree with the policy. Is like a silly, mad policy, but would love to send my son on national service. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I reckon you'd rather threaten your son with it rather than actually send him to it. Right?
Send him to. We're going through a bit of a disrespectful patch. So I think the thing that would remedy it is warfare.
Do we have military schools here like they do in America? They send unruly kids to.
This feels like a James question.
James, you've been through this.
There's the posh people's one, isn't there? Posh people send their kids to the army.
What, as kids?
And yeah, I don't know. I don't really know that much about that. But Chris, your holiday was a form of national service, I believe, looking at the notes here.
Yeah. I've been camping. I've come back from a weekend of camping.
You all right?
Yeah, I won't show you my legs, but like I'm in a bit of a state. Back from camping. I think it's fair to say it's our second big.
What do you mean your legs? Bear trap or something?
I am covered head to toe in midge bites because I didn't respect them and I didn't prepare for them.
Yeah, they're a fucking nightmare. I do feel for you, Chris. I mean, yeah, it's a horrible thing to happen, isn't it?
I wasn't prepared. I didn't want to miss out. The one good bit about camping is having a chat with your mates and stuff, you know, like sat in a chair, drinking little tinnies, which, to be honest with you, you could do so much easier. But for a little bit, once you've done all your tasks, you know, you've got all your equipment, you've done your check, you've boiled your water so you can wash dishes, and you've done all these millions of things that you need to do just to survive during camping. You get to chat to your mates, but then we were beset by midges because we were near a river. The people that I was speaking to are mostly prepared with midge helmet type things.
Yeah.
So,
what about your legs? What are you supposed to do about your legs?
I just couldn't be bothered I didn't put trousers on. I was wearing shorts. I was having too much of a good time. I could feel the midges in and around, like they're like on my eyeballs and stuff like this and going in every orifice, but I can't let the fun happen without me. Do you know what I mean? That's a weakness on my part.
Could you have sat inside the tent and chatted to them through the wall of the tent?
But then they might not, be like a Catholic priest on confession.
All right, lads, what's going on? Yeah.
No, I don't think I've got that star power to attract. Do you know what I mean? If there's an obstacle, you guys know if there's an obstacle to talking to me, you're not going to do it. So I did that. We had, by the third night, I've got a head mask midge net thing to go over my head like a beekeeper. But by the third night, I was pretty sure that the midges were now coming out of my skin, you know, like Candyman, like with the bees. So it was, good family times. I would happily never do it again. But
were the rest of your family all right for the midges, or was it just you?
My wife, my wife goes to bed a bit earlier. My son kept going, "Oh, these bloody midges," like that. And we kept saying, "Stop saying bloody."
Well, that sounds. Well, I mean, apart from that, how was it? Where was it?
Right. So we went to a place near. I don't do any of I don't agree to it. I don't book it. Even when it's like the one thing I have to do is not book working, but indefinitely I will put something on that weekend and have to cancel it because I have one job. So I don't know where we were, but it was kind of near Penrith, which is in the Lake District.
Oh, it's I only know it from Withnail and I.
It's brilliant. The house of Withnail and I is it's within a drive of me.
And the Penrith Tea Rooms, is it?
Summer. You can go and watch Withnail and I once a year. They do a mini festival where they project the film onto the side of the house that is featured in the film. And my mother-in-law, I think I've talked about this before, but my mother-in-law was saying you should go, Chris. You would love it. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. But I just, when it's like with Uber nerds, and you're like, I like the film, but not to the point where I'd care about quoting every single line and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're in Penrith. We're like the Lake District. No offense, full of Southerners and Americans.
Right.
So no offense to
anyone listening who's not,
the co-host and producer of the podcast, and I think pretty much most of the people listening to the podcast. But do you know what I mean? En masse, they're fine one-on-one. En masse can be a bit much.
Why? What are they doing? How are they annoying you? What's happening?
Just by being, do you know, there's Southerners bring a certain energy, which is...
They bring a set of mosquito repellent.
They lord it over us with a mosquito repellent. But so we're in Penrith. So this is my second camping adventure. The first, and I go with my uni friends when we've all got kids now and stuff like that. So last year we went to a place in Scotland, like a very, very well-to-do middle-class campsite that had you paid for your plot, and then there was like a sort of outhouse type thing that had electricity and a microwave and an oven. And I said to my wife, I was like, what is this? What are we doing? Do you know what I mean? Is this the great outdoors? And my friend Chris, who's Scottish, was there. And I said, this is a really nice place. And he said, yeah, it is. And the price point's right. So, it keeps the Scots out. He's Scottish, so he was allowed to say that. But it was right. Do you know what I mean? It was very...
Well, how much are you paying for a night in there? I'm going to bet that it's more than I paid per night in Menorca.
Right. So where we were in Penrith over this weekend, the cost of that is, I think it was £35 a night.
Per person?
No.
Per pitch?
Per pitch.
Yeah, that's less.
Don't get me wrong. There's a outlay to it that we started. We spent a lot of money last year. We spent a little bit of money this year to upgrade it.
Oh yeah, you got to buy all the kit, haven't you?
You've got to buy the kit. So we got
How big's your tent?
We've got I think it's technically like a 6-man tent.
Can you stand up in it?
Yeah.
No. Okay, that's a no. The way you said it, that's a no.
Well, basically, I was thinking about us three, and could me and you? Probably. Could James? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm quite a bit taller than you, Chris, so don't,
No, we're both the same size.
What are you, 5'9"?
Yeah. Or thereabouts.
I'm 5'11", maybe 5'11", 3/4.
Come on.
Maybe.
Come on. We're the same.
When I wear proper shoes.
What, those little Cuban heels? as gifted to you by Dominic West.
All right. Yeah, I know. But I thought it was one of those tents you get on like French camping holidays with a little kitchen that you can all walk around in.
So last year you do a little bit every year, and I'm trying to get my head around what camping is, because it's a strange holiday and a strange thing to do innately.
Yeah.
So as far as I can tell, it's busy work. Like the thing about a camping weekend is, and I think as somebody who I believe has an attention focused condition, it's like when I play computer games, they absorb my entire focus and attention, which means that my brain isn't ticking away on various other stuff. And I think there's something similar going on with why you do camping. The settings are beautiful, but the busy work of camping, everything that you want to do in camping, everything that you do in your normal life is taken and turned into it. You add at least 3 to 4 more steps to do, like to go to the toilet or whatever. It's not just going into the toilet.
That's the big one, isn't it?
It's making sure you have your shoes on. It's have you got a light to make it to the thing? Have you got your torch? Yeah. You're leaving. Have you zipped the tent closed? Not unzip your trousers, because that's a nightmare. But it's like, have you done all these things? And it's so mentally exhausting and jarring that I believe the goal of camping is to make, like, if you're concerned about, if you're busy, your life's busy, you've got back-to-back meetings all the time, a million emails, you've got your work phone with you and stuff like that. It removes that because there's no signal. And you can't think about your projects and outbox and all this stuff that you've got to do because you've got to put so much extra mental energy just into like eating or going to the toilet. Yeah. And I think I think they should send people who've got like dangerous, intrusive thoughts to just live on campsites, because I think if you are doing, you can't think about shooting.
You mean they should make them homeless?
I think we're getting into. I think you're doing a politician's trick to make me look a fool because of the words that I've said. But it's like if you've got all this busy work to do, you don't have enough mental energy to think about shooting the king with a harpoon gun.
It does market itself as like,
James, he's right.
He is right. He is absolutely right.
But this is the first time he's been right.
And we love the king. Carry on, James.
It does market itself as a peaceful experience, but it is, as you've pointed out there, exactly the opposite. It's incredibly. It's not like a sort of, you're in nature and you're just sort of communing with nature. No, you're just trying to survive.
But can I just get to defend camping? If you get the kit right, if you prepare properly, it's going to be plain sailing and you can just chill out in your chair most of the time. If you get a tent that pops up, bang, it's up. Get the pegs in, piss in a bush, you're away.
Have a non-performer to do all the other work.
Have a non-performer to do your shopping.
To do the drive into the shop, to go outdoors.
Yeah.
I think as well, it's like, I'm not a natural camper. And if I'm very, very honest with you, I don't really enjoy it on many levels, but it's good for the boy. And my wife loves it. But what I don't get is my wife is a busy woman, a powerful, busy woman who's operating at any given moment in at least 2 different time zones. And I was like to her, I fell into, it's midnight, the midges are in, they're swarming around, I'm trying to empty the tent, and I've lost one of my shoes in the darkness. And I said to her, I just don't understand why you, a busy woman, has opted to use your leisure time to make yourself even busier. I don't get it. And if I'm very honest with you, I'm not attracted to the camping version of my wife at all. She's the sort of, when she goes camping, she becomes like the sort of person, she gets out in the morning, hands on the hips, says good morning to a mountain. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, who is this person?
That sounds quite fun, actually. But I mean, this is your attitude towards it being good for the boy is exactly why I had to go camping every year as a child. Every year I used to have to go to North Wales to go camping for a weekend. And every year without fail, the tent would either like fall down or blow down or get like, there'd be a fucking flood or something. And every year we'd just go back again, same tent. Absolute nightmare. Hated it with a passion every year.
When was the last time you camped?
Best of all, 2010.
2010. Wow.
2010.
I mean, there's been countless opportunities to camp since then. Like sometimes you get, there's main one is obviously MacFest where there's a lot of camping there. There's no way I'm dying in a field at that time of year. There's also like various festivals if you get booked for them. There's absolutely no way I'm camping it. I can't do it anymore. It's horrible.
Well, our friend Amy Gledhill, friend of the podcast, she went to that comedy festival in Wales and paid for an expensive outdoor bivouac type, like a yurt type tent.
Yeah, not a bivouac. That's like, isn't that dug into snow? Yeah.
No, not a kayak, a yurt. But she opened this luxury yurt, and wherever they'd pitched it, it must have been on top of a nest of spiders because her pillow and bed sheets and the whole tent was swarming with spiders. She just shut the door and never went back.
What, slept in the car?
Or drove another half hour to Aberystwyth and got a premiere in.
That's the thing. That's always an option. And I'm surprised not more people take it.
But camping's about the process. It's about punishing yourself for being slovenly in day-to-day life. It's pure.
Because it's not cheap. You're not saving much money.
Over years, you will be. Like I said, the first time we probably spent about, I don't know, because I'm not in charge of the money on any level, but probably about 700, 800 quid. This time we spent like 200-300 quid to top up. And we go with my friends who are seasoned campers, and they've got like hacks. Do you know what I mean? They've got kitchen roll affixed to a unit via a cable tie to make it easy access. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They clearly think about it. They discuss it as a couple. And I've
seen it on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to like get in. And it's the girl who I went to uni with and her husband, who's a geography teacher. He's a great guy. I don't think on paper we'd naturally be friends, but I'm thankful that he's in my life because he's just a steady Eddie, like not a performer. Like he's a geography teacher. It's just a different vibe. But on the first day, I followed him around the campsite and he went, "Look at that. They've got a $2,500 tent. That's a Berg house." And I'm like, "Oh, wow. Yeah. Is that good? Sounds good." Like I don't care about that side of it,
What makes a tent $2,500 then?
Brand name probably, but like lots. I don't know.
We didn't spend that for our tent, but the game-changing thing, we got it in a sale at the start of lockdown before everyone realised that they were going to be camping all the time. It's the living compartment is made of blackout material.
Right.
Absolute game changer. I can't believe that they've kept that from us.
What do you mean? So there's a living room in your tent?
Well, like your classic tunnel tent.
Yeah.
Or the main bit of it. There's like a lobby where the staff go.
The sleeping bit then.
The sleeping bit.
Yeah. Made of blackout.
But that inner tent of the tent is made from blackout material. My God. Absolutely brilliant. Genius.
Yeah. I'm just, my friends who I went camping with have bought a new tent and they made us stand in their bedroom to experience this blackout scenario. And instantly, do you know what I mean? We're like, we need a new tent. We can't be left behind in this. We need to, because I think they were a bit, like this time we showed up a lot more prepared. We're like, hello, we're figuring it out. Do you know what I mean? So, and then my other friend came and her son, this is not good. Her son was really unwell, but they thought, like they missed the first night and they were like, we'll come on the second one because it'd be so nice to see everyone and it'd be nice to have a to be out of the house. And her son was so unwell and was vomiting and on the night when they went to sleep, they were in the tent and he vomited all over the tent. And they only have one.
Yeah.
They're due an upgrade of a tent, so they only have one sleeping space. So he was sick all over that. So he had to like empty it. They did not have a good time.
Did they get a hotel?
No. They just didn't really sleep loads. And then my friend said it's been really nice to see everyone, but I've had better times in my life. I went, yeah, that's good. That's fine. And we had another friend who has got a new baby and just bought a fancy glamping pod because they've got a 15-month-old baby, and they haven't done camping. They're like, we'll spend money on a fancy glamping pod. And her husband came, who's like a successful businessman, and he didn't really bring any sort of camping equipment, but he did bring a very fancy Rolex watch. And I said, that's good. We need that to barter with the locals when we get on the wrong side of the farmer. Over summary, great times. Can't wait for next year.
Good. I will never come. No, I don't think I'll ever camp again.
I've got a feeling that
what?
I don't know, maybe to celebrate episode 50 or something like that, we crack out this.
I'll camp in your back garden.
No, I think we should do it when we do perform this live at a National Trust establishment against secretly without their permission.
Yeah.
Then we'll have the full camping experience. I think I've got a feeling that this podcast could be a 3-day festival. I went camping, once I went camping on my own when I was a teenager. I went to Leeds Festival and I slept through a riot. I went the year, I think this is I can't remember who was playing. I remember I watched The Hives and I think Prodigy were on. But Leeds Festival's really not a naughty boy festival. I don't know what it's like now, but when I went, it was like moshers and stuff like that. It was like mad people. But that year, the one year I went, I drank a bottle of Lamb's Navy rum, which made me very sick, and basically spent most of the weekend overwhelmed and queasy in a tent. But on the final day, there was just a mini riot. And there was a riot squad of police and tents on fire, bins on fire, and the riot police are banging their shields. And I just slept straight through that. So,
well, they just went past your tent, didn't even wake you up out of it.
I don't know. I saw a bit to it. It was just I was in the wrong place. I'm not built for that environment.
You're not built for camping now. You shouldn't have done it.
No, I'm struggling, but I'm determined. Like moving to the countryside, I'm determined to make a go of it. I'm a born-again country gent. I love this. I'm doing some NLP programming or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? I'm rewiring my brain.
For yourself. Right.
I just telling myself that I love it. Do you know what I mean? I'm wet, soaked through. I'm cold. I'm covered in midge bites. I'm like, this is great. And if I say this is great enough, eventually it tricks my brain.
I just no one believes you though.
No, but I'd only have to convince one person, me.
Yeah.
I was just looking up which festival that was, Chris. It was 2002, and the riot was, according to what I'm reading, in part caused by The Offspring doing a lazy set.
Honestly, you're bringing a lot of memories back there. We were so angry about The Offspring half-arsing it. And Weezer came and they were like, hello, Worcestershire, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? They got the name of the place wrong. I don't know whether they were doing it on purpose, but we were like, we're Leeds, like that, you know. Terrible times. I think I'm going to, when I want to do a segue, but I'm too scared in case James shouts at me, I think, would it be useful to everyone if I got a gavel and banged a gavel?
Yeah, it would be useful. Good edit point, because I'll see the peaks.
I'm peeking.
What are we segueing into, though?
I don't know, James. Have we sort of,
because we've abandoned the format, really.
I've got a letter from, obviously, guys. You can email us at Christopher@alovelytime.co.uk. We'll read them out if we can, or able, depending on the content. So first off, I want to do a reprisal of an email that like we discussed a few episodes back, which was from our good friend, Dr. Ganja.
He's back.
He's back. Because obviously we spoke about Dr. Ganja, and for those who haven't listened, Dr. Ganja basically has done what I've done and moved to the middle of nowhere. And
sorry, can I just ask, who are we calling him Dr. Ganja, or is he calling himself Dr. Ganja?
Honestly, Dr. Ganja wrote to us about trying to find weed in a rural community, and it was my idea to change his name. It didn't even occur to Dr. Ganja at all that he should maybe change his name.
So he doesn't mind being called Dr. Ganja?
No, his code name. So Dr. Ganja was featured on a previous episode and has got in touch regarding when we discussed him. So this is...
Okay, what's he written then?
Is it, hello, rural concerns, Dr. Ganja here, which makes me think...
Right, did he write that? He
wrote that, which means that he's taken the name Dr. Ganja and owned it.
Good.
Thank you so much for including my silly correspondence in last week's episode. Top lads. I like that, and I don't think we told it enough. Just wanted to let you know that as I joyfully played the episode to my wife, I caught myself shouting, listen, babe, it's my bait. It's me. I am Dr. Ganja. The look of muted disappointment she gave me struck deep. I could tell she wanted to share my joy, but ultimately was dealing with the reality of a husband that writes letters to podcasts about skunk. A little bit of our love died in that moment. You will, however, be pleased to hear that I've got a great postal connection to a great selection of herbs from around the world. So this rural summer should be a sweet one.
That's it. That's what it. Okay. Very happy for you, Dr. Ganja.
Yeah. Kind regards, Dr. Ganja. I'm just happy. I've got a feeling me and Dr. Ganja would get on great, to the point where
I don't think you can call yourself Dr. Ganja if you're struggling to find the herb.
No, but he's got some now. Is it finally on this podcast a happy ending?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, it's nice. Yeah. Well done, Dr. Ganja, for finding a dealer.
But yeah, he's got the postal connect.
Is he going to sort you out with some as well? Are you guys near each other? Do you know?
I don't know. We haven't shared. Do you know what I mean? Dr. Ganja, despite not wanting to use a code name, is smart enough to know that I could be a cop. Do you know what I mean? I might shop. I might shop him in. And that, as they say in the podcast world, is that.
Why are you laughing at that?
I don't know. I'm just nervous. I didn't know how to end it. How do you end it, James?
They say like and subscribe. They say subscribe. Give us a like, 5 stars. That's how they end a podcast.
Give us a like, 5 stars. If you want to send us...
What does that mean? Give us a like, 5 stars? What does that mean? Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from, please.
That's the one thing you can do with us. If you want to do an extra thing, the only other thing, if you don't want to do that, be kind to each other. Eh?
Yeah.
A lot going on out there, isn't there?
Look after each other, yeah?
Just, life's too short. Be kind to each other. Enjoy what's the name of that little, that lager drink with lilt in it?
It's not lilt, but yeah.
I'm thinking about how you could make it on your own terms.
Yeah, you could make it with lilt, actually. It's a good idea, yeah. Make it with lilt.
Lilt doesn't exist anymore, no.
What do they not? What do they do? What have they got now then?
They've absorbed it into the larger Fanta brand, which, as a former marketing man myself, that's good business.
Let's get back on what we were saying, because look after yourselves and put some Fanta Tropical into your lagers.
In a lager.
And just enjoy your summer.
Don't forget the Mozzie spray.
Don't worry too much about branding, changes in logos, anything like that. It's beyond your remit. Just live your lives. Keep your head down. Love your families. Look after your circle.
Don't like this. Sounds like we're doing callbacks to. Imagine if you're just coming into this podcast now. This is a callback to every single thing that we said. It's like we're wrapping it up.
Don't wear tracksuits unless you're actually working out or running or something.
Yeah, we've done 11 episodes at this point. It's a good place to wrap it up. Where do we start? Right back at the
beginning. And yeah, thank you.
I must insist that this episode comes to a close. Good night, boys.
Great. Bye. Rural Concerns was produced by Egg Mountain for A Lovely Time Productions. Our artwork is by Poppy Hillstead and our music is by Sam O'Leary.
Thank you for listening. Just the fact of you listening means loads. If you want to go one step further, a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts would be good. You could leave 5 stars. That would be great. In fact, that's the only option. Anything below that will be discounted. Here are some example reviews. You could put, "This is the best podcast ever." You could put, "I didn't know anything about dog cum and goblins, and now I do." 5 stars. Do you know what I mean? It's great. We'll have a good time. We've also got a Patreon, which is brand new. Eventually, it's going to be a home of our bonus episodes and weird photos of my feature ceiling. But right now, it gives you access to the Creamery, which is a Discord server where you can chat about the episodes, and there's a good little community of people that are all saying, "Sunil, please join the Discord." But if I'm totally honest with you, he doesn't know it exists, and he's finding out right now this second.
Yeah. He's Chris is right. I am just finding out.
I've written all the marketing blurb, like I've written rules about how to conduct yourself in the Discord group, and I've signed everything from "thank you" from Chris, Sunil, and producer James, and almost immediately people are like, "Sunil doesn't know that this group exists." That's it.
I haven't even got a link to it. I don't even know. When did it start?
Are you going to come in the Discord?
I'm not going to come in the Discord, am I?
We set it up. It's nice. People are being really nice and saying nice things and interacting in a friendly way, but almost immediately someone joined called Mr. Minge Flaps. Do you know what I mean? It's like, which means we're going to have to keep an eye on this safe space.
Great.
James, if you want a more succinct outro than that, you can fuck off.
To be honest, I'm not going to use the second one. It's going to be the first one where it cuts out halfway through.
Okay. But then no one will know how good the writing is. That's the difficult bit.